Red Warriors, what's happening? Been looking forward to this moment for months now. We didn't get to have our ceremony to give away the awards this year, to celebrate all that you guys did over 5 months together. Super proud of every single one of you. You guys know at that ceremony I love to brag about you to your parents, so make sure your parents watch this. It was a lot of fun again this year getting to do this and see the improvements that you all made. And I just want to talk some about those improvements. Every single one of our teammates improved a lot this year. You know, from Bryce, man, the last 2 years you've continued to get better. I think of that game where you scored about 8 to 10 points, felt like in a row. And of course your dad wasn't there that game, but it was awesome. And just seeing the dramatic improvements, and of course always one of our better defensive players. Jake is actually here with me. We're outdoors, socially distant, but Jake improved a ton this year. And the biggest thing I noticed with you, Jake, was you've always been a good shooter and you had some good games where you got hot again, but passing the second half of the season got way better and started improving. And there was a couple of games, I think you even led us in assists, which had never happened before. So pumped about that. Good job, Jake. I want to give a shout out to our floor general, Vaughn, this year. Great addition. So glad to have you on the team, man. You were just one of our well, by far our best, strongest ball handler, and just did so good and defensively could turn it on. And I think one of the things that a lot of people don't know about Vaughn is even in practice, he's always listening and trying to get better as a player and doing what the coaches are asking of him. So just such a blast to have you on the team this year, man. Then, to some of our height inside, I want to give a shout out to Jaden Green, first of all. Jaden, man, in the last 3 months of the season, you became dominant inside. If you would have told me a year ago you would have become the inside force you were offensively, I would not have believed it, but you are just improving so quickly. Stick with it, man. You were one of our most improved players this year. And then Eli, man, as always, he dominated the defensive boards, but I think what I saw really improve this year was just your technique, and particularly, you're actually one of the better formed shooters on the team. When we would do free throws in practice, you were always in the upper 30 or 40% of the whole team, and that's just super impressive for a big guy inside. Way to go, Eli, this year. Alex. Great to have you on this team this year, man. And I tell you, you were one of those guys that in the last month, you were really starting to turn it on. And I think if there was one playoff game where you really got hot and you have an all-around game, man, you got to stick with basketball because offense, defense, ball handling, shooting, you really improved in all of those different areas. So let me make sure I got everybody here. We got Bryce, Vaughn, Jaden, Jake, Eli, who did I forget? What's that? Alex, I just mentioned Alex. So we only have 2 guys left. Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. And I want to, you guys know at the end of every season, we give away 2 trophies. And I want to celebrate again all the players and all the great improvements. And they're very specific trophies that we give away. The first is the most valuable player. So Jake, bring me the most valuable player trophy. We always save the biggest one for last. This actually isn't the biggest one, but most valuable player is the one that I felt like added the most value to our team across the board. Whether it was ball handling, whether it was offense or defense, whether it was the attitude in practice and the improvement and the hustle and the effort, the type of teammate they were. And this one, I'll be completely honest with you, was really easy for me this year. A lot of you brought a lot of value to the team, but there was one person that really stuck out. And I think you're going to agree with me when I share who it is. You may remember the game where we were playing Frankton, and I felt like we were a better team than them, but we were losing. And there was one kid on their team that just kept getting inside the zone and just scoring. And so we moved to a 1-on-1, and this guy never came out of the game for the rest of the game. He was all over the court hustling, and he shut that guy down. We ended up winning that game. In fact, it wasn't even that close, I believe, at the very end. Could be wrong. It's been a while. But it's really easy for me to give this most valuable trophy away this year. I felt like in every aspect, he did everything we ever asked. He led us in practice with his hustle and effort and attitude. And he's been the best defensive player in our team for 2 years. But I really felt like the offensive skills came around this year as well. So put your virtual hands together and celebrate Ben Wilson, this year's Road Warriors Most Valuable Player. There you go, brother. Come on in. There you go.
Thank you.
Super excited. I want to give you a big high five, but we're still doing the social distance thing. But so proud of you, Ben. I know the whole team is proud of you. You were the all-around teammate. So thank you. Ben Wilson, guys. I'm pumped. Thanks, dude. It's also his birthday today, so be sure and give him a shout out as well. And then, you know who it is now, but the only player left, Jake can bring over the last trophy. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. It's the largest trophy and the one we give out last every year because to me, this is the most important trophy. It's the most improved player of the year. The person who really put the hard work in and did what we asked as coaches to improve. And I'll be completely honest, there was probably 4 or 5 of you throughout the season that were in the running for this because you were really working hard. But in the last 2 months of the season, this was very clear for me. It wasn't just that he did everything we asked. Sometimes when the guys got a little squirrely in practice and goofing off, he was the one getting them back in order. He was the one improving not just on defense, but on offense in the way that he was thinking about the game. He began to really become a dominant offensive player for us as well, which last year he led the team in block shots and other categories. But this year, I really felt like he became an all-around player. And man, I'll tell you, I really think he should consider trying out for some really good teams next year, just because I think he's got the all-around skill set to become a phenomenal basketball player. So, you guys know who it is. Celebrate with me the improvement we saw this year in Drew Jones. Drew, come on up, man.
Yeah.
There you go. And I just stay up here for just a second because last year Drew did not get this trophy or another trophy. And in fact, I was hard on you last year, wasn't I? I was so hard on Drew because I could see what he had in him. And this year, you know what he started doing? When we got on him, he didn't complain, he didn't whine and do what it's common for a 6th grade or 5th grade kid to do. He said, okay, I'm gonna get better, and he improved so much. I'm so proud of you, Drew, the effort that you put in and the way that you improved as an all-around player. So one more time, give it up for Drew this year, getting the most improved player. We celebrate that, and I'm so pumped. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last thing. Guys, thanks again. And you should give a shout out to the guy holding the camera. Jaden, Ben's brother's got the camera. He's starting to shake a little long.
My legs are itching.
I'm standing in the shade. You're in the heat. But just want to thank you all again for a great and phenomenal season. So proud of each and every one of you. If you got any questions heading into next year, let me know. As of this time, my plan is not to coach the Road Warriors next year. So I want to get that out there now. My plan this year, I didn't tell you guys that ahead of time, but my plan is not to coach the Road Warriors this year. We'll see. It could change as we get closer, but right now, that is my plan. I have talked to the Indiana Basketball Academy, and if you guys wanted to stay together as a team, they could put you on a team together at IBA. But I encourage, man, a few of you guys need to try out for the pubs. I mentioned Drew, but it's not just Drew. A few of you guys on the team really need to try out and see what you're made of when it comes to basketball. But we'll see. We may still do something this coming basketball season, but my plan right now as of almost August 1st is to not do that. So thanks, guys, for watching this. Celebrate these guys with me, and I really cannot thank you all enough as parents for the many hours you put into attending games, dropping kids off for practice, and doing the things that we have to do as parents. Love you all, and thanks to the players. We'll see you soon. Peace.